I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about, is going no contact the right move? Well, that is a very scary decision to make, isn't it? When you're going through a breakup, maybe you're on the rocks with somebody right now, and you're trying to figure out how to handle the situation. It's absolutely terrifying, because you already feel like you're dying inside without this person. You're overwhelmed with anxiety and fear, and to be honest with you, it often makes you guys lose emotional self-control and make the wrong decision. I obviously talk a lot about the grand gesture and how I made the grand gesture. I thought it was going to work. I thought if I kept trying to talk to my ex, it would make her want to work things out, and that simply isn't how it works. And, you know, what's interesting is that we get so overwhelmed by the fear of losing this person that we sometimes think that we're supposed to reach out when I wouldn't recommend it, and sometimes we go no contact when there's no reason for it. Believe it or not, I see both. And, you know, I get it. I know how scary it is. I know how hard it is because, you know, I had a long discussion with Margaret yesterday about breakups and how one of the most difficult things for a human being is losing the object of our love and being afraid of losing the object that we love. So, or that they'll stop liking us. It's all on that continuum. That is one of the most challenging, scary parts of going through a breakup. And I remember it quite vividly, which is why I became so passionate about learning this stuff and figuring it out for not only myself, but to help you guys out there. So this video is going to focus on an email that was really complicated. And there's a lot going on here. So this guy is in his early 30s, dating a woman around the same age, and they, incredibly, were only together for a short time. But there's a lot going on here. So let me get right to this one. He said, "Firstly, thank you for your time, and hello from the UK. I think I may have a proper challenge of a situation here, not that one that you'd come across every day. I'd say it's very bespoke and has so many nuts and bolts to it. I really hope you can help. I'm at a total loss. And although at first sight it may have been a short relationship, this has been something brewing for years, that there's always been more to us. I hope I haven't rambled on too much and gone over my word count." Okay, so just to give you a little bit of a background of the girl that he dated, he said that her mother walked out on her and her dad when she was just 2.5. This is absolutely crushing for a 2-year-old. The first 2 to 3 years of our life are absolutely, by far, the most important. I don't care if you believe me or not. Trust me, it's true. I've had many discussions with this, with Margaret over the years, and we are just blown away by how critical those first 2 to 3 years are. And when I have her on here in some videos, we're going to be looking at personality disorders and attachment issues, and you're going to see there is a massive correlation between those first 2 to 3 years of life and how we are as adults, how resilient we are, how we're able to communicate, how we're able to relate and trust. It's absolutely unbelievable. And the longer that I do this, the more I am stunned and shocked. And quite honestly, I don't think it's very fair. And I say that all the time. It's not fair. Why is something that happened to me when I'm 2 or a year old so powerful over the rest of my life? It's just not fair. And then we have to work through it as adults. Very, very difficult. So, to give you a little bit more information, the dad was an alcoholic and he passed away last January. She does talk to her mom and sees her often now. But now, think about it, Dad must have had tremendous amounts of anxiety, so he was drinking all the time to soothe his anxiety. Because that's very, very often the case of why people go to alcohol and drugs, is to soothe the anxiety. They haven't learned a healthy way to do it. And guess when we start to do it? In those early years, we start to learn how. He was telling me about the breakup point, and he says that he's known her for 3 years. Not long after their meeting, they kissed one night, and she made the move. And there's always been a little spark between them. She would float in and out of his life, but she would keep going back to the father of her daughter, which is the one person I could understand. I went to Australia in December of 2015. And she was often messaging me or FaceTiming me. Last January, her own father passed away. I did try messaging her and seeing if she was okay, but he started to be ignored, I guess, by her. Last February, I had come home from Australia and found she was dating someone new. Ouch. Now I knew why I was being ignored. I deleted her from my life, to which I picked up on in less than 24 hours. Yeah, she noticed. He said, we rode. I don't know what that means. R-O-W-E-D. I told her to F off as she was with this guy. I don't know what rode means. I'm guessing texted or messaged each other in some way. I've never heard of that term before. I'm sure I'll see it in the comments below. She kept trying to message me every so often through last year. While she was with this other guy? Or not, you didn't say, but that would show you some of her level of integrity if she's messaging you while she's with another guy. I eventually gave in October of last year and started to talk to her as she messaged me, and things just kind of developed from there, even though she knew I was about to leave to New Zealand for a year. She admitted she never had a kiss like ours, especially not with someone she had a better connection with. She pursued me and was supportive of me going away, wrote me a letter for every month I'd be away, had a t-shirt made with a picture of her on it, and the words, "I'm taken," across the top. Proper, thoughtful gifts. It's hilarious. I'm taken. She admitted that she regrets it took so long to admit her feelings about me. Joked that she was pregnant by me, but said if she was, she would deal with it. She drove me to the airport. So on some levels, this woman is really fantasizing about this guy and their relationship, to the point where she's joking what it would be like. She's almost playing house in a way, right? She's fantasizing and playing house. What would this relationship be like? I think a lot of you ladies like to do that, don't you? When you start writing a guy's name, his last name, with your first name and his last name, you kind of start to imagine what life would be like. I think that's pretty common. They FaceTime message every day. 3 days into New Zealand, she tells me she is pregnant and shows me the home tests. Wow. Doesn't want me to come home to ruin my trip. We agree on an abortion. That is a very, very challenging decision for anybody to make. She kept telling me how much she missed me. Joked about marriage a lot. Told me she would love to have my children. She ends up really ill into January, owing it to the pregnancy, and then gets messed around by the clinic for the abortion. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm guessing some kind of problems came up with this abortion. In January, it was the 1st year anniversary of her dad passing. Well, that does affect people. I know from first-hand experience because my mom passed away, geez, it's about, well, over 3 years now. It'll be 4 years in November. And it was several months after my son was born. But anytime we get to that time of year, I think about her, and it really brings up a lot of feelings. In January 18th, I received news from my home that my best friend has committed suicide. I was absolutely distraught. There is so much going on in this guy's life, in both of their lives. This is unbelievable. She loses her dad. He loses his best friend. She decides to get an abortion. Tremendous amounts of issues affecting what's going on here. On the 21st of January, she eventually has the abortion. She later told me her best friend who took her to the clinic, who I have never met, said she thinks I'm the guy that she should marry, while on the way to the clinic, and told me she agreed with her friend. Wow. On January 25th, I came home being that far away from home after discovering my friend had died. I had to. Oh, I guess he meant he had to come home. She was supportive and said she thought it was the best thing for me to come home. When I came home, I ended up giving her the money here and there, as the father of her child was failing to do so on time. So this guy obviously really cares about her, and you know, he's trying to help her financially. She then asked to borrow money to pay for her nursery bill for her daughter, which of course I lent her. Likewise, I haven't chased to get this back. Asked me about leaving clothes at hers for when I stay over. After the abortion, she kept bleeding for quite a while than she should have done, which is why I kept my distance and didn't try and sleep with her, and minimal affection. The last time we went out, it was a double date with her friends, in which the night ended up with me and her up until 5 a.m. talking, and it was a great weekend. When we went to bed, even though she was bleeding, she instigated sleeping with me. This woman obviously really cares about you too, because she's not feeling well. Obviously, she's got issues going on down there related to this abortion, but she still wants to be intimate with you. That shows me she's really interested in this connection. She's staying up till 5 in the morning with you. She's telling her best friend that, yeah, she does agree she should be with you. So, there's a lot going on here. The following day, her uncle was all over the news for being convicted as a pedophile. This is towards the middle of February. 3 days later, she breaks it off. I suggested we needed to take some time and space, especially as I had my friend's funeral, and the breaking up was in haste. Man, that's crazy about the uncle, huh? You know, a lot of people are molested. They say 1 in 4 girls is molested, but I think that's about all that report it, but I would guess that it's a lot higher than that. Not saying that she was molested by the uncle, but I wouldn't rule it out either. And that would bring up a lot of stuff, and it maybe had something to do with her breaking it off with him 3 days later. Not saying it is. I'm just saying, in the back of my mind, that's something that I'm going to keep there, and that would be something that I would want to know as maybe part of the root of this, what's going on with her internally. She didn't like the idea of not being able to talk to me. I said she could message me if she wanted to, which she did every other day. A week or so later, she asked me to meet up, which we do. I think this is where I messed up, as I was a bit too forward with my feelings. We talk about us, what we should do. She agrees we should go on a date, and then 3 hours after leaving her, she texts me, I just want to go back to being friends. That would certainly be frustrating. I refused, and she doesn't like it. Well, I didn't like it either when you said let's go on a date, and now you're changing your mind. So now you don't have to like what I'm about to say either. She deleted and blocked me on Facebook, but not on anything else. He told me that the way he handled the breakup was that he did the initial knee-jerk reactions, but he left her alone for 3 weeks and sent her a message. It was a nice message with some humor in it. I didn't say I love you, or that I want to be with you. I just said all these things that have pushed us apart, it's nothing we have done, and that I love you, I miss you, and I want to be with you, but I'd never force you. You know where I am if you change your mind. Okay? It's interesting. You started to say, I didn't say I love you, but then 2 sentences down you said, I said I love you. Okay? They spoke about 3 weeks ago. Obviously, there were a lot of problems in this relationship. And a lot of it was outside of them. Her getting pregnant, the dad's passing away, the uncle, his best friend dying. So much is going on here. Our last contact was basically a follow-up to my message of telling her, you know where I am if you change your mind. Basically, she had an appointment, as she had still been bleeding and in no uncertain terms had sent me the appointment details, and so I said I would go along, in which she didn't object. Okay, well this is a little contradictory because you're saying you don't want to be friends, but then you're saying I'll help you to go to this appointment. Tough call, for sure, because you really do care about her, but it might be sending her mixed messages too. However, a week before I messaged to see how she was and started to say, I'm so sad, I didn't mean to hurt you, and I didn't want to or think this would affect me the way it has. Then shut back down on me. This turned into an argument in which she became so defensive and kept saying, I'm the one who doesn't want to be friends. I should add in this argument that she said we were good, but my feelings just changed. Wow. But she's right in the sense that you said you can't be friends and then you're offering to take her to this appointment, and it's kind of contradictory. He says, what do I do, Craig? I've been silent on her for 3 weeks now. I am really doing the right thing. Am I really doing the right thing with no contact? I'm trying to understand what exactly is going on. Can you make any sense? Is there something that I did wrong? I do have suspicions that she is dating someone new from work now, as he's now in her Facebook profile picture. I suspect you might be right. Okay. Somebody showed him that. I guess, well, he did say she deleted him for Facebook, or was it that he was blocked? I don't remember. Maybe it was blocked. Her relationship status hasn't changed yet. I really do love this girl, and no matter how long it's been, I'll always been her. I guess he means love her. I swear, if I could just hold the computer up, you could see that I really am reading this properly. It's embarrassing sometimes. I humiliate myself to help you people. Do you understand that? I sound like an illiterate fool to help you guys. Okay. Wow. Tough situation, right? But, obviously you really love this girl. And I think she really cares about you too. But, what is going on here that she doesn't want to date you? Because it made it seem, or I got the impression, that she just didn't want to be in a relationship because of everything else that was going on. The uncle getting on the news for being being accused of being a molester. So it's very bizarre because I didn't hear anything in this email about you did this wrong, you didn't make me feel loved, you are arguing all the time. I mean, it seemed like she had a really high interest level with you throughout this entire relationship. So where it fell apart is a little confusing. So I don't know exactly what you did wrong here. You seem to be pretty supportive, trying to help her with the kid, and she's not back with her child's father, because you didn't say that, and I'm sure you would have said it was the ex. So yeah, this can be a really complicated situation. But ultimately, do you go no contact in this situation? I say yes. Why? One, you told her that you just want to be in a romantic relationship or nothing at all. And then you're doing contradictory behavior. Not okay to do. Not fair for you to do. If you're going to say you want to just be friends, then stick to it. You can't be wishy-washy saying, I'm going to take you here, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you, and then, you know, not sticking to it when she's saying, I just want friendship. Well, the other thing is, and probably the most important fact to making this decision, is that she's obviously dating somebody new. If her main Facebook profile picture is her and another guy, and she's blocked you off of Facebook, tells me she is hiding things from you and didn't want you to know. So, in your situation, I would definitely have gone no contact. She obviously cares about you, and who knows who this other guy is, or how long he's been in the picture, or how long she's been interested in him. All I can say is that I would stick to no contact, move on with your life. I know it's going to be hard because you really care about her, but if she cares about you and she really wants you a part of her life, I think she'll reach back out. Now, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching. I do Skype coaching where we can talk face-to-face for an hour. And I do emergency Skype coaching if you need to get with me within 24 hours. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.